Gaming's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Wings Gaming's turn to ban.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Boston Dota 2 Major. We're in day one of the group stage coverage, and this is WarriorsGaming.Unity going against TI6 champions, the Wings Gaming. It's round number 1, and we're getting into game number 3, which already may be a bit of a surprise to most, as most probably expected the former champions to come in here and just crush over the WG Gaming posers or whatever, but that is certainly not the case. Wings Gaming come out strong in game number 2. I mean, they look good in game number 1 as well, and suddenly we're into a game 3 position. I'm Coddle Guy, and I'm going to be joined again remotely by Draskell himself. I do want to see if I can give a quick update to anyone who is not watching all Boston major streams. If you wanted to hear about what other matches have been going down, I will say spoiler alert for now, but apparently Digital Chaos versus LFY. Digital Chaos did 2-0. Newbie 2-0'd MVP, and Virtus Pro 2-0 Team NP. So lots of 2-0s, Andy. We are the one best of 3, and this was probably the one series everyone thought would not be a full best of 3. So there's that.
So you're saying Warriors Gaming not only defied everyone by taking us to a 3rd game, but they are also waiting on this game to finish. So Warriors Gaming are literally just, they're saying we will not fall into your cliche. we're gonna make our own way.
Exactly. And so far it's been working pretty good. Now, I'm already a bit intrigued about this Game 3 draft because Wings Gaming had been banning that Elder Titan every game so far, and this time Warriors Gaming are going to be able to snag it up, and they use it for their prized first pick. So Elder Titan, you know, we know of the stages and we know of the patches where he kind of, you know, ruled the whole show, but since then, you know, it's been a bit hot and cold as far as Elder Titan play, but for whatever reason, Warriors Gaming, they think it's a forefront of their lineup, and they quickly followed up with the Legion Commander, so now I'm super intrigued. But if I'm not mistaken, this is like Warriors Gaming staple picks.
Yeah, they do, or they have in the past run the Legion Commander before. Elder Titan, I think a little bit more so. The thing about the opening from both teams is Warriors Gaming, you know, they get the ET, but because Shadow Demon and Nyx were already banned, it just made the Bat Drow Ranger combination just, I think, a little bit too enticing for Wings to want to pass up, because obviously not having to play against either of those heroes, well, it's great because the Bat Rider has a much easier time getting in, finding the lassos, pulling it back, and getting those subsequent kills. It's the same reason why they took Disruptor in the first game instead of taking the Bat, because I think Bat was banned in the first phase last time. Want to say it was.
Yeah.
If it's, yeah, but now it's the Legion Commander with the press the attack that's going to be able to break lasso. It's not the easiest thing to utilize in the entire world, but it's also not as like useless feeling as an Abaddon lane support or something like that. I mean, I guess you could also go for the Oracle, for example, but then you would be showing both of your potential supports right away, and that can also lead to some problems, because obviously Oracle offers no form of D-push. So no D-push and an Elder Titan being like just okay at D-push means that the Drow Ranger strat with the 5-man can be a lot more problematic. So I'm personally a huge fan of Legion. I like the hero. I just think that it's really hard to fit in lineups.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see your argument there. And you know, along with the same argument as an Oracle, you can't even just like early grab into a Vengeful or anything like that. So you kind of have to show your hand with the Legion Commander pickup, but we'll just have to see what Wings kind of do once they see it here and now. I wouldn't even mind seeing Wings go for their own Vengeful Spirit pickup. The dual aura strat wouldn't be too bad, and maybe the bailout against the Legion Commander. No, they'll go with the other support. They'll go with the Oracle instead. So Oracle for them now. Obviously could. The first thing you think of is that False Promise will instantly cancel Legion Commander on getting a dual damage from somebody, but nonetheless still offers some great sustain and a way to get, you know, maybe Drow out of an awkward situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about the Oracle, actually. I may have preferred something like a Dazzle instead, just because, you know, notably when Elder Titan was making his resurgence into the meta like a while ago, you saw a lot of Dazzles. I think Secret was one of the teams who started picking it against it because the Weave is such a good counter to the Elder Titan aura, just getting the plus armor to mitigate the natural attunement or natural order, whatever the heck it's called. And it also pretty much functions the same as Oracle in that you can actually stop a duel from ever giving the Legion damage.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't really think there's a lot of scenarios where you're going to cast False Promise on a hero who's dueled where that hero is actually going to live unless you're able to get the Disarm and the False Promise off. But you know, it's Wings. They're TI champions. I'm not going to question it like too much. I was just curious if they would go for the Dazzle because it's like better sustain as well, in my opinion.
I will say, though, even though Oracle's not known for obviously his early game, he's not like a big zoner or harasser, but, you know, with the Drought aura and his ridiculous, you know, bat or his attack time or whatever, the range and attack speed he offers, it will pelt a decent amount of damage in the early game, and that will help a bit. I never like to try to make calls for what Wings is going to pick because God knows no one knows what the hell they're going to pick.
No, we don't do that here. We
don't do that here, but I would not mind seeing the Pugna again. It goes along with the push strat. Oracle's False Promise, but Pugna's pretty sexy. I think I remember them recently fixing the whole interaction between Decrepify and Legion Commander's duel. For a long time there was like a weird bug because I used to play Pugna a lot, in that when I was going against Legion Commander, whether I Decrepified the Legion Commander or my ally that's stuck in the duel, it really didn't matter for whatever reason. I want to say they fixed that now, but I guess I wouldn't really know until we actually see it before us. So I don't know if it's something they go for. If it's Wings, they don't like to pick the same thing twice, so we probably won't see it. But then again, they do have a Drow for the second time. Maybe Shadow just wants to show that last game was a fluke, because it was a hard freaking game to watch for a Drow. Even the Chen had a higher net worth. It was tough.
Yeah, it felt like they sacked him. I mean, they did pretty much for the first like couple of minutes, and then they like tried to transition him into the safe lane, which turned out wasn't safe because Ajit was just sitting there on PA and just kept tower diving. Yeah, it was not his finest performance, and I think it was just a rough spot because everybody else in the team also needed to get stuff done at that point in time. So he was kind of just left to his own devices, and as a Drow, you know, oftentimes you see that happen. The Drow just gets abused, and then the rest of the team does what they can. They abuse the aura for pushing power, and eventually they either win or lose. And unfortunately for Wings, they did drop the second game. So moving forward here with the draft, I think Pugna is an alright hero for pushing, but I think it's... Man, I don't want to make predictions on if they're going to pick it, because I feel like if I say they're not going to pick it, they just will. But I think that the main reason for the Pugna was actually the ward more than anything else, because I want to say that Tinker came before the Pugna pick. Because wasn't it like 5th pick Pugna?
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the major...
Fourth pick Tinker, and then led to a 5th pick Pugna.
Yeah, I think that was one of the major reasons. And I'm not seeing like any really big problems nether ward wise for Warriors Gaming. Like, it's a nuisance, but it's not something that I'm looking at and going, oh god, I can't even play my hero. It's not like Skywrath or Tinker status.
What about like a good old Potom, maybe? Good against the Enchantress, benefits from Drow. She's an archer too, and a female, so, you know, they work together great. But, you know, then again, it's just whatever Wings really want to do. I have seen Blink play the hero in the past. I know it's something in their Rolodex, if you will, but
I kind of
wasting...
think...
Okay, her spirit. Wow.
I was going to say Invoker for Blink again, but I... See that when you're playing against Legion, it's tricky being an Exort Invoker because you can oftentimes be the target of the duel, and that can be a problem for you. But if somebody else on the team gets dueled and you're Exort Invoker, you kill that Legion. Like, that Legion is dead because he can't move. He eats a full Sunstrake Meteor combo, and unless he blade mails it and you like kill yourself on that, you just you destroy him. And it's also something else that offers a little bit of push potential. It's with their heroes now, I think it's a bit trickier to run Invoker because PA is really good at gap closing, and with an Enchantress potentially and a Legion and or PA mid, it can be a bit problematic. So maybe they want something a bit more mobile. They're not going to have access to the OD, which obviously would have been the first choice because that hero is super good against Legion. But we'll have to see.
Man, Earth Spirit though. Again, I know that Wings don't play it often, so just looking over their recent picks, they haven't played it at least in the past month. And I know it's Wings, and, you know, Wings will just like, they don't play it, but they're pretty good at playing it. But I mean, it's Earth Spirit, Andy. Like, you need some skill to play Earth Spirit. I saw Puppy himself try to play Earth Spirit at a final for the, well, not Manila, but for the Shanghai Major, and you know, we saw missed rolling boulders, missed kicks, and it was unfortunate. So if Wings just play this and they're like god tier with it, like, I don't know, man. It's something they don't really pull out often. So we'll see if they make it work. But they felt like it was the right pick. They're not even getting a support to take advantage of the drought aura. They're just like, nope, Earth Spirit's the pick. I don't even know why. Like, I'm looking at the other pick. You have Legion Commander who could purge off his Magnetize.
Yeah.
Like, they got good heals. Like, I don't know, but we'll see.
I think it's almost solely for the early game control. Like, they're looking for something that's going to supplement their laning phase. And I think that Earth Spirit is still, you know, he's an off-map threat. And I think that's one thing that Wings love playing around, is just having stuff that sits in out of vision and says, okay, if you're out of position, you're just going to die. That's what Batrider does. Earth Spirit to a lesser extent, obviously, for the reasons that you already mentioned. But it also, to me, matters like who's playing the hero. So I think that Y probably plays Oracle, right? And then Ice plays Earth Spirit. And Ice is legit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
he's
Ice is the one who
good.
plays the 4 position. Like, that's when the Pudges were coming out. And we're like, who the hell are these guys? Who are they thinking they are, coming in playing Pudges in 4 positions and making it work? So if there's anyone who could do it, it's Ice. I've met the guy. He's a nice big jolly fella, and I don't know. We'll see if he just can happen to play like the full switchblade of 4 position heroes or not. So it's definitely going to be one of the first experiences I will personally see Ice play it. I'm excited about it. Marana was mentioned before, but not for Warriors Gaming. I was thinking about it for Wings, but Warriors Gaming will grab it up for themselves. So, you know, once she gets that ag, she has wonderful bursting potential, great fight setup, and apparently that's a hero too. Wind Ranger,
that's one
you know?
Okay, so this is a very interesting dynamic that we have here. So I guess it's going to be safe lane PA. Nana's going to take up the Marana. So the interesting thing about Wind Ranger versus PA is that the PA has great gap closing potential, but when you do that, you also put yourself at risk for being shackled a lot of the time, and you can't actually go on the Wind Ranger before Wind Run is popped, right? So what happens is it's like a race to MKB between both heroes. Like, you want obviously some items before that, but as soon as one hero has MKB and the other one doesn't, you just die every single time you see each other, basically. Because you're either going to focus fire the PA with an MKB on the Wind Ranger and she's going to die, or you're going to have PA on the, or sorry, MKB on the PA and you're going to blink strike the Wind Ranger and she's going to die. So it's, I've actually played that matchup more times than I would care to admit on both sides, and it always ends up being the same. Obviously, this isn't a pub game, but it is something to look to against these two heroes, because we don't see Wind Ranger much, but it is a very strong pairing with Drow, because the added damage on top of your focus fire, you know, the eventual blink Aghanim build that we see so much, you can be a crazy hard carry on this hero when you have a Drow on your team.
I definitely agree, and we'll see exactly what Blink can do with it. He's been having a very good series. He's definitely been the core player for the team that's really been standing out. That Game 1 Invoker was just something to behold, and I'm very anxious to see what he has to offer here on the Wind Ranger, as Wings Gaming do manage to creep in. They get one little obs here by that side shop here of Warriors Gaming. Warriors Gaming put their ward up on the top tier 1 of Wings. Warriors Gaming sporting what looks like the 4 beauty and 1 beast lineup here. 4 chicks and then 1 ugly ass Elder Titan that has to kind of be the friend zoned friend, but nonetheless, no early action to kind of break out. It doesn't look like the laning setup is going to be too unorthodox either here. Nova right to that special camp, and he is going to be spotted. Oh, and that does block the camp. Okay, it is right in the corner, so he'll have to look elsewhere if he wants to get that first creep.
Yeah, just trying to delay as much as possible, I guess. So roll in. Misses the power shot.
Okay,
the miss.
Oh, got it. Uphill does not miss, and they will claim first blood right on the Enchantress. Beautiful roll in, but they will claim a life themselves. They get the Enchantress takedown, man. Elder Titan sporting all that right-click damage. Is able to pop them down.
Yeah, Ice
Spirit also going to get dropped. Yeah, it's 2-for-1 trade, but we keep chase here for Afu because they get that long little Fortune's End, but it's not going to be good enough to get the finish. Afu will be able to walk away, and our game starts out 2-1.
I don't know why it's so funny to me when Elder Titan auto attacks heroes. Like the sound and the animation that he has, I just always laugh when I see him get a kill. Rolling again here on mid. Looks like Ice isn't going to quite be on point this time. Mid matchup wise, Wind Ranger should have a pretty distinct advantage even without the roaming of Ice, because he has superior base damage on the Wind Ranger, really good animation. Yeah, this should be a bit of a struggle here for Nana early on.
Roll is in, it gets good connection, but yeah, she's got the leap. I mean, that's one of the things that sucks, though, when you're playing Earth Spirit. You're like, oh, it's great when you go against those prominent mid laners of the past, when Earth Spirit was in his heyday, if you will, when it was like Shadow Fiends and all these tanky or just fighting heroes that had no escape mechanism, or maybe an Invoker, something like that. But lately, it's been a lot of heroes who can just kind of casually jump away from trouble. So Ice, though, is doing his part in kind of being a presence. Top lane, though, Kangaroo under the tower, going to be taking advantage of. Faith Beyond grabs that one up, and it evens the game now 2-2 in the Batrider solo matchup, rather, against the Legion Commander.
Oh, I know why. He was only level 1. He was only level 1 because he had to walk all the way back to lane after the fight. That's why he died. I was like, that should pretty much never happen. Because you can
Satyr creep. Bottom lane purging its way onto the Drow. Shadow multi-purge, not going to be able to make it away. He goes down, and now they look to Ice here. Him and Y hiding behind the trees here. The PA, though, happy to just dive on in, continue to hit with the daggers. Boulder Smash will connect onto 2, and he'll be able to rolling Boulder back and away, but the chase continues for Jit, and they'll be able to get it done. That's a nice little takedown there. And they'll be able to walk away with the snag. 4-3 now. Very hot start for both teams here. Lots of bloodshed.
My god, towers be damned. They do not care.
Yeah, right?
I mean, Enchantress is really great for the early game dives because she's pretty much the only hero that can have multiple creeps at a very, very early stage, like level 1, basically, and you just run past the tower and you just pretty much kill whoever's there. But yeah, you can tell that Warriors Gaming, they want to really try to push the pace in other areas because you can see the mid matchup. It ain't great. Like, this is a Drow Ranger freaking... Or yeah, Drow Ranger Aura Wind Ranger. Like that is not fun to lane against as anyone, especially a hero like Mirana who has abysmal base damage at early levels.
And for early gaming roaming supports here, obviously Ice has a quota to meet to kind of continue to keep the pressure across the lanes, but you can almost say the same here for the Enchantress. And once they spot each other, they're going to make a go for it. Ice rolls in, and they'll be able to get the takedown. After picking up the Invis, you know, Y makes the rotational play. Earlier, Ice had crossed the Enchantress, so he knew she was in the neighborhood, and they take good advantage of that. The 2-on-1 will do the work. And you can't underestimate the bursting power, of course, of Purifying Flames. Even at level 2, it does a lot of work, and you're definitely going to get like 2 of them off in any sort of scrap.
Yeah, it's a lot of bursts for sure. Needs to be a bit careful. There's a Centaur, though. He's going to be able to zone them both out. Looks like they won't be able to go for a kill. I mean, this aggro lane is really terrifying because all it really takes is one dagger. And then that gives vision for the Spirit, or the Spirit gives vision for the dagger, vice versa. There's a lot of synergy between the PA and the Elder Titan in the laning phase.
Yeah.
They kind of enable each other to do these crazy dives. And then you have the creep to tank everything up. It's kind of surprising that they haven't died more, to be honest.
I want to check back at this top lane of the battle of the offlaners, if you will. It looks like they've been able to match up back even, or close to even as far as CS goes. 20 for one, 17 for the other here. Level 5 Bat. Same goes for Legion Commander, so even after the takedown at the start, the Legion Commander has been able to recover a bit. So, heads up and underway. It's just another one of those games where it's a race to try to be able to make that mid-game impact, hopefully on the back of something like a Blink Dagger, let's say, for the Batrider, and obviously for the Legion Commander, you know, whatever it may be to try to bring in some early damage. Back and below on the other side of the world, gank happening here onto Y, surrounded, but nice little Shadow Gust pops in. Stops them from pursuing, but now they're going to put their focus onto Shadow. Blink strike in, allows connection of the dagger. Now a roll forward comes out from Ice as they put pressure. Nice two-man connection with the Boulder Smash. Allows them to get the finish onto the Elder Titan, but they will be able to turn it around, making it a better trade as they take out Shadow, and they're going to get another double kill for Odjit with the kill onto Y. And, well, Odjit may lose his own life for it. He's just valiantly running the other way, but he's happy to get the double kill at the end of the day. Rotations were forced out. Blink had to come towards the bottom, and so did the Batrider to help out.
My goodness, there is just no brakes on this train. They just want to go 24/7. And honestly, pulling Blink away from mid, even though he gets the kill, like, it's still alright because Nana recovers because of stuff like that. You know, he gets a couple of extra creeps here and there. He's almost equalized the farm differential between him and Blink, which was pretty big a couple of minutes ago. And I mean, the more they can do that, the more they can pressure the drow. We saw it before. If you get pressured on this drow so hard, you're just not going to have like that mid to late game impact that you really want.
1 to 2 already for Shadow here, but really doesn't feel at ease at all, as he's just a fresh level 5 creeping on in. On the other side of this lane, you have PA already in her level 6. Now the crits come out, and if it's anything like last game, Lord have mercy, Ajit just seriously hits the RNG. No problem, so it's a very hesitant lane. Shadow continues to just wait on back, and they're going to just need some extra reinforcements here. Ice is nearby. Level 3 Earth Spirit's great and all, but he can't do anything to the people in this lane. It's going to be real tough.
I think that burst damage between him and the Oracle might be enough to get a kill, but I think you kind of want to... I guess you have to go on the Enchantress, right? She's the one with the least amount of health. She's coming in from the side.
They're forced to go on an Elder Titan as he's the one that crosses their path, but look how quick PA tries to jump right in for Shadow, and he just gets his TP canceled. Crushed on down, pops off the wand, barely able to live. Nice step in from Blink, will be able to get the finish, but they still take down Shadow with those Enchantress creeps. Can they at least follow it up with another kill to make it justifiable? They get good connection with the rolling boulder, nice boulder smash right after it, but they need a bit more, they'll get it. Right click comes out from Ice, and they will make this a 2-for-1 trade. Or maybe not.
That
Elder Titan actually gets credit too. Oh, unfortunate there, but Wings will be present at least for 2 of the kills.
You gotta love how Ice, he gets the kill and then he goes back and last hits the Centaur while getting attacked by the entire creep wave. That's like the boss move, right? That's what you do when you know you're dead anyway. It's like, alright, I'm getting this gold.
Nonetheless, I'm sure he's happy to get kills. I mean, the faster the Surf Spirit can get to level 6 is certainly the better. And he actually almost has Arcane Boots as well because of that takedown, so that is a huge win for the support. And might see a little bit of lane change up, it appears. Blink is now just kind of residing in this bottom lane for the meantime, and has the benefit of at least that win run to make it away in case the PA does opt to jump. And Oracle will join her side, so Shadow's going to take Rain, it looks like, in the jungle for now, and just dabble in the mid lane here, but they'll have to continue to keep tabs on Nana, this Priestess of the Moon, if you will, because she eventually is probably going to look to kind of make some action happen.
Yeah, the early game in a laning phase for him was not so great, but Blink has been moving around so much that now they're pretty much on equal footing in regards to farm. And this here on Ice.
They're running right in, Arrow will connect, but they get a good power shot. Nova gets bursted down a lot of that damage and shackled between her own creep. But Moonlight Shadow comes out. Well, he shoots her down. He did not have vision for that, I don't believe.
He phased.
And just gets good connection.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I had the wrong hero selected. I was like, wait a minute, why would he have phase boots? And then I realized that I had Blink on instead of the Enchantress. But yeah, that was a very nice shot.
Earns them the kill. Wings Gaming now up 10-9 here. We look at very early at the net worth momentum, and it is just only because of that kill, it looks like creeping back the way of Wings. So not as dramatic. This is the most even early game we've seen so far this series.
Yeah, but most of the games, like, even the previous one where Warriors Gaming managed to edge out Wings, it's not like they ever had a huge net worth and experience advantage. It was more just like they were winning fights. That's pretty much what dictated who won the game. So I've never really seen like a huge differential and overall like net worth and stuff between these two teams. But nice.
I think it's just Wings are getting more kills and making more things happen. It looks like in this game as we see them take down the Elder Titan, all set up wonderfully by Blink and that shackle shot. Maybe a bit of rust, not going against a Wind Runner or Wind Ranger rather too often. It's just you got to be ready for those power shots. Maybe he wasn't anticipating the team being behind the Wind Ranger, but nonetheless, another pick off their way and Wings enhance their lead even further.
Yeah, Wind Ranger is one of those heroes where you either see the shackles or you don't see them. Like, you can play the hero, like, 20, 30 times, you finally see them, and then you just always see them. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah. He'll get hit by one, and that will be like a lesson learned, I imagine. So we'll see how quick they can try to dodge that out.
And they do manage to find a kill on the Oracle on the bottom lane as well. There was no blink there on the Legion Commander. I guess it was just a dagger into a dive. And speaking of dives...
Yep, they are way deep now to get this Enchantress. With the help of that shackle, they will be able to get it done. Kangaroo's moving in. Doesn't have the duel or anything, but he is able to get the kill. That one's going to be easy, and Blink could be dropping as well. Able to get the wind run off, goes for a TP, but that ain't happening. There is a Starfall coming, and the double proc will even hit too. Kangaroo up to 20 damage, by the way. He must have been part of that kill in the bottom lane, while as we see a takedown, as Apu will also get dropped. We catch the back end of that one. Wings able to kind of capitalize on that, but are they going to be able to make it away? Shadow gets hit, and he gets hit hard. He's going to get dropped real fast. Oracle also left behind. He's certain to drop. They know that, so they want to follow it up and try to get Faith too. Waiting for the duel, they got it, and they'll get even more damage from it. Just as I was saying, things were looking a bit better for Wings in the early game as opposed to the other two series or whatever. Wings, or Warriors Gaming, really open it up now. Think about going in for the Roche, but then they quickly changed their mind.
I mean, Wings were pretty deep in, right? Like, they were diving past the tier 2. They had to have known that there was going to be some kind of reaction coming in from Warriors Gaming. Maybe they thought that since Duel was down, that they would have been able to get out of there, but they ended up giving away a couple of kills. Safe lane tier 1 drops for Wings. They don't really get anything, I think. Wait, did they get the Ench? Yeah, I think they might have gotten the Enchantress. But other than that, it's like, they're moving down mid now. Focus fire on the tier 1. There is a glyph. But yeah, I think Wings are kind of in a really awkward spot at the moment.
Yeah, need to wait a bit longer till those level 6s come together and they can make some team fights happen. But now a jump potentially for Blink. He's getting bursted down a bit, and he will get dropped now.
Oh my god!
And Eyesight's also going to get taken apart. That's 3 now with the duel on top of it. Here comes Warriors Gaming. That's 40 damage already on Kangaroo. It's 12 minutes in, and he's got 40 duel damage. You don't see that very often. Whoa.
You would not think that this guy died solo in lane to a Bat Rider. I'll just tell you that much. I mean, I guess that one wasn't really like all his fault because he was only level 1 and the Bat Rider was like level 3, I think, at that time. But dear God, the snowballing potential of a Legion that has this much damage this early also has money for the Blink Dagger now if he wants to pick it up. I'm not sure what Kangaroo's typical item progression is on the hero, but having a Blink at this juncture when you already have, you know, 2 heroes that can follow it up, you have an Arrow, and you have Odjit on the PA, you can just jump in, get the crit, guarantee dual damage. It's a very, very scary thing. Although I guess at the same time, Wings also have their initiation item as well, as Faith Beyond's going to pick up his own Blink Dagger. He's going to check the pit.
There's the break, bumps up Mirana to the high ground, but she does have that leap to make it back down and below. But a Bat Rider's on the prowl, and they're very nervous about finishing off this Roche with him in the area. And with the rest of Wings around, nice connection. 3 people gonna get hit from that boulder smash, and allows him to take down 2 right away. This Roche is very weak. Or Wings gonna consider moving in and trying to get the finish. They are. Nana still on the high ground. Finally, the Starstorm goes in with a Starstorm. It's not gonna be enough for the finish, and Wind Ranger will pick it up. Blink is the man with the new Aegis now. Gets a false promise, but that won't save him. He'll quickly lose that Aegis life. Kangaroo sports another 10 damage. He's up to 50 now, and then he gets blasted down right after that. And 3 are going to get dropped from Warriors Gaming. Wings in classic fashion. Ooh, almost get Nana, but somehow take a game that looks like it's just slipping out of their hands, and they just get that one grab and like, nope, we're not done yet.
You commend that Oracle right now. You commend him like 1,000 times because he got the false promise on the hero that was going to get double Starstorm that would have definitely died had he not gotten it, and that allowed Blink to actually pick up the Aegis and turn the fight around. So if that doesn't happen, then I mean, that fight would have just been a total disaster, because Blink would have died. I'm pretty sure Warriors Gaming at that point should have been able to pick up the Aegis and turn the fight in their own favor, but I can't... Like, his reaction to know that it was going to be him who got double Starstorm and get that spell off that quickly, that was on point. Very, very impressive stuff coming in from Wings. And it seems like no matter what stage in the game it's at, they always manage to make the right call at the exact right time, and they keep themselves in the game. It's uncanny how they can continually do this.
It's like it's just like, let's go ahead and try to take the game back now, guys. Let's win this fight. Okay, no problem. We'll go do that. Bottom now. Just coming off the momentum of making that good movement with the Blink Dagger. They're looking to get a second kill with it. This one, a direct grab onto the PA, and that will do the job. Dust out nearby, Nana, Moonlight Shadow, and with a Haste Rune here, hoping for maybe a single pick off on the Oracle. An Arrow plus double Starstorm could do it, potentially. Misses with the Arrow, though. And still considers moving in for it. Nice. That Fate's Edict will cancel out that nuking damage. But here comes an Earth Splitter. Not going to do a whole lot of work. Warriors Gaming down a couple of skills here.
Middle lane as well.
Not going to get anything from it. Middle lane, we catch the very back end of that. Blink diving in deep while all the action's happening in the bottom lane. He will take a support himself with the Enchantress. He's able to sidestep the arrow here, but not those arrows. Turns back for the Shackle, but it's a bit too late, and he will lose his own life. Nana picks that one up, and our game is even now, Draskell, 20-20, with Wings Gaming only having a little over a 2K net worth advantage.
This is what you want out of a game 3, right? Like, this is what everyone expects out of, like, the climactic ending of the best of 3 series and Faith Beyond.
But this is like a top-seeded team, if not the top seed, going against one of the bottom-seeded teams, if not the bottom seed. And this is like one of the closest series that's probably happened in the opening round of the Boston Major. That's for damn sure. Roll away from Ice Ice will allow him to make an escape. Wings, though, maybe they just like to have entertaining games, you know? They just like to... Like, oh, every series is 2-0. We'll be the one that takes it to 3, and we'll just make sure the game 3 is super clutch. Super clutch.
I think it's the nature of how both of these teams play. Like, Warriors Gaming were very aggressive from the get-go, even when they were going through the C qualifier. They never really back down. They always try to pressure the mat. They always go for engagements. And I think that Wings are just the team that, when they see something or they see a pattern of some kind, they always want to try to abuse it. Or if they think a call is good, they're just going to go. So it just means that they're going to clash so often because of those few factors.
Top lane Wings going to do a mild push in, but already converging is Warriors Gaming here. They got some big items coming together now, as you can see. Legion Commander gets her new Shadow Blade on hand, and Nana is creeping very close to the Ags. Interesting choice for the...
I mean, they're going to get a kill with this. They just, yeah.
Right away they will.
They take out the Oracle. But I think the reason why I say it's interesting choice is because typically Legion is that hero who you want to be able to jump in. But I guess if you think about it intuitively against Oracle, it's not really that easy, right? Because there's always false promise, and that can mess you up real bad. So I guess he's going for the item that allows him to farm a bit. You see the Shadow Blade, and you are pressured. You don't want to be in a lane by yourself if the Legion's playing off map, which I assume Kangaroo will continue to do for some time now. So it does apply pressure in its own way. You just don't see it that much. It's usually just like standard Blink Blade Mill.
Here now, though. Feels it's appropriate. He hits like a freaking truck.
He has so much damage
bonus damage. It's crazy. Oh, just on the other side though, gonna see the opponent get lassoed up. Quickly gives her the purge, but not gonna be good enough. And now they see that Kangaroo's nearby, and they want to go for her. And unfortunately, they were not gonna have a way to cancel the TP. So he's gonna be able to make it out. Yeah, it was on cooldown, but I've seen numerous times that unfortunate new Flame Break just not do anything at all. Yeah. Welcome to the world of Coddle's Blinding Light, where you're like, yeah, I'll cancel it. They just get bumped away, then TP out.
You can do it with like Mana Leak now, right? Because the new blast knocks you so far, you lose like your freaking whole mana bar.
That's true. That is true. So you just force and blast them until they're finally stunned. Uh-oh. Run in from Kangaroo. He has duel up. He sees Ice Ice. And it's time to hand over more damage. Oh, false promise is there! Oracle says, don't take more damage. Saves his buddy. He gets out the Magnetize and starts charging it up as frantically as possible, but unfortunately the duration will not stack like that. And they should be able to shrug up the majority of this magic damage. Faith Beyond, though, still lingering around nearby, is going to get punished, and that's 2 down.
Oh my god, crit. Oh, okay. I was going to say, is Ajit going to do it again? Is he going to just hit the ding-to-ding and just kill somebody instantly? Almost did. I got to say, like, Warriors Gaming, they're slowly but surely, they're asserting their dominance in the game. Yeah. They're getting map control, they're winning some fights. I mean, sure, you could say the Ice Ice was maybe a bit out of position there, and Faith Beyond stuck around probably a little bit longer than he needed to, given the situation. But there's still a while, I think, before the Wind Ranger is going to be that like super scary hero. She kind of needs BKB. She kind of needs the MKB as well for the PA. That's going to be like her huge power spike. But even then, it can be really, really hard against heroes like PA and Legion together. Because Wind Ranger is not that hero who wants to stand still and fight if she doesn't have her Wind Run off cooldown. And Legion pretty much makes you do exactly that. So it's a little bit tricky for him. But yeah, Wings looking to be in a little bit more of a rough situation than maybe they would like. And that's also considering the fact that like Nana has his Aghanims now. He's going to be making his way towards that Blink Dagger. The magical burst coming out in these fights. Faith Beyond maybe not having the 4-staff up yet is a bit of a bummer for him. But yeah, still, I guess anyone's game, but I think Warriors Gaming are feeling pretty good about it right now.
It's it just would be a shame, yeah, if it's mostly on Blink and his Wind Ranger, like you were mentioning, to be able to step it up. It's looking like another game where, you know, Shadow's unfortunately 1 and 4, and trying to reach at opportunities to be able to be the power hitting drow that you come to expect when you especially draft her first. So she has a bottom lane to at least work with for now, but you know, the rest of the team are going to have to make do in the meantime here. It looks like they will be able to get the deny on that top tier 1. Ooh, frantically looking to move in, but can't cancel TPs unfortunately anymore. That means Nana's going to be able to make it out. And yeah, Warrior Gaming can just go right back to the grindstone here. Ajit seems to be looking to finish out the Desolator first. We'll see if an Echo Saber will be to follow like in the previous game or not. But, you know, you have a situation where Wings have the one potential Blink Wind Ranger core that, you know, if your Wings you're hoping is going to evolve into a powerhouse hitter. Well, I'm seeing Warriors Gaming already have like 2, almost 3 very fruitful cores coming together. This PA with a Deso, Agnum's being done on the Marana, and now Legion Commander with just so much damage. I don't know, it's just looking like they're a powerhouse right now.
Yeah, the Legion especially is a scary thing. That hero, if it keeps like accelerating farm and getting damage at this rate, is gonna melt your base. Like, that hero, it gets Moment of Courage procs from tower hits as well. So the towers just die instantly the more damage that you can accumulate. The big thing for Wings, I think, is the next Roche as well. Like, it's gonna be up in a couple of minutes here. When it is, if Wings don't contest this, which I feel like they will, but if they're not able to do what they did in the last Roche fight and somehow, some way steal the Aegis away out from under Warriors Gaming, they're just going to lose map control for another 6 minutes. And I don't think they can afford to let that happen. Like right now, you can see Warriors Gaming are retreating. Yeah. They want to push out the lanes because they want to make sure that they can get to the Roche pit and not have Wings somewhere else on the map accomplishing something. But it could backfire because Roshan's spawning like super soon.
Yeah.
And there's also a DD. Oh, he dominates the Ursa, so he can't deny the rune. Oh, that is bummer. Scouting the pit here with the ET. Oh, they just missed it. They should know soon, though.
It's up now. You should see it there. Faith Beyond definitely sees it now. Wonder if Wings make a break for it or not.
If Nana shows it this next wave, I think it's going to be really problematic. He will have TP, I guess, in 5 seconds.
Ooh. Faith Beyond flying in here. Ooh, Blink's back before the dagger will connect. And they will be able to get the tower here. Nana, in the meantime, still pressuring that top tier 2. And Wings make the move and go into the pit now. So,
all right, here we go. They have
let's see if the answer's
going
to be there.
Down? Okay, there is a sentry. Okay, I didn't see it at the start.
They do have the Elder Titan. His stomp is not going to quite connect, but it does hit connection. False Promise will be there to try to save Blink, but he is certainly dead. Ate way too much damage during that bubble. Will not allow the handover of extra damage, but nonetheless, the game is already on now. Shadow to the high ground to be able to make it back away, but the chase is on now from Warrior Gaming, heading up through the staircase. Magnetize connects onto him quite a bit. Wings trying to split, but there goes one. Quickly critted and tear it apart. It's going to be Ice. On the other front, they will be able to get the Legion Commander and the Marana. Double takedown for Wings. Buyback is going to be forced out now from the Elder Titan to the bottom lane. But all for what? The fight is over. Wings Gaming, it looks like, might have just taken that one with the 3 kills and the buyback.
Well, the problem is they want to prevent Roshan, and the Elder Titan buyback is like necessary for that. He's the best hero at delaying because he can throw the Spirit and then he can stomp as well. He's got to back up. He's going to see how low Roshan is too.
Quick, stop now! Oof.
Nope,
almost had the timing there. A jump in from Ajit. And shit, he didn't get it. But wide to the high ground trying to dodge it, and he will get blasted apart. This PA is dead. It was an ambitious effort. Was it necessary? I don't know, but nonetheless, it hands over another fruitful reward to Wings.
I mean, they did have to expend Blink's buyback to get the Aegis, because he got arrowed inside of the pit, and that pretty much meant that he was a goner. But yeah, at the end of the day, it works out, again, because that's just Wings Gaming, I guess. I can understand where Ajit was coming from with that Blink Strike, though. Like, if the Stomp actually hit at the right time, like maybe not even a quarter of a second earlier, there could have been a point where everyone was slept and there was no one there to pick up the Aegis. So I understand completely why he goes in there, because if he gets the Aegis, then it's totally worth. The Elder Titan can walk back towards the pit, he can blink out after he respawns, and then, you know, Wings come out with like a net 0, and both teams expended 1 buyback. So I think his heart was in the right place.
Slow cooked venison. That's deer, right? Faith Beyond just torching up the Lady Enchantress right now, has been on her tail for quite a while. After 6 stacks, they'll finally take her apart. Ice feels necessary to even get the Magnetize off, but they'll eventually bring down little Lady Enchantress. But Moonlight Shadow, Kangaroo, on the prowl, creeping in from behind here, still holds his Shadow Blade. 10 more seconds of cooldown under the Moonlight Shadow. They're coming in from behind. Wings Gaming, are they going to be ready for it? Long arrow, no connection for the Oracle, but they finally get the duel off, but he gets hit with a Fate's Edict, and he's not going to be able to do any right-click damage. Beautifully done right there. On the other front, they were going to be able to get the Elder Titan. Now frantic, Nana able to make it back in a way. Kangaroo still up in arms and can't get the finish on that Oracle as he false promises himself. Desperate for the dive, makes it back in a way. TP is stopped, and he's going to be shot down. Quick Fate's Edict, beautifully done there by Y. That was nice.
For a second there, I thought that Faith Beyond actually griefed him, because they had different ideas in mind of what was going to happen. So Y turned around to throw out the Fate's Edict, and Faith Beyond forced him at the same time. So he actually got forced into the Legion Commander, which is why the duel actually went off. But he was trying to force staff him away, obviously. They just didn't communicate what spells they were going to be throwing out. So that happened like simultaneously. It just looked really funny, because at first I thought he killed him. But he got the Fate's Edict off as the duel was coming out, so it ends up not killing him at all. We'll just say it was intentional, and Faith Beyond's just literally a god among Dota players.
Yeah, right. Whether it be a comedy of errors or not, it seems to work out for Wings. And only they really know the secrets as far as if it was actually intentional or not. And for now, though, they'll take what they can get. They currently hold just a little bit of a 2K net worth advantage. It's nothing to really brag about at the moment. This game is still easily can go either way. So
yeah, for sure.
And it's very precious. You're talking about the new single elimination major. Seeding positions in this playoff bracket are seriously of the utmost importance, and dropping a casual series against a team that you think you'd be the favorites to win could be pretty critical here. We'll have to see.
I think that a lot of people probably studied Wings a lot, because I mean they were the TI winners, right? So it's like
I think so.
The scenario where you're not known well enough internationally as a team for people to research you, and you get to a tournament and you just surprise everyone by how freaking good you are. That's pretty much what Wings did, right? So at that point, you win TI, and then everyone is looking at you. Then everyone is like, oh, these guys are super good. Let's watch all their games. Yeah. And I'm sure that, you know, Warriors Gaming, among every other team at the Boston Major, probably has put them under the microscope more than once. So it's probably a combination of that and the fact that all these teams have improved dramatically over the last couple of weeks. Warriors Gaming being no exception to that, having cast a lot of the games they did through the C qualifier. They are extremely good, like in regards to what shape they're in.
Yeah. That's just the Wings Gaming factor, though. I mean, what you were talking about, like when a team performs well, like for example, Virtus Pro at Summit 6, they were on another level. So obviously, teams are going to be looking at them coming into the Boston Major, just based on that Summit 6 run. And Virtus Pro is a team you could possibly look over some of their drafts and kind of get an idea of what the Virtus Pro style is. The Wings just don't have that. They have different heroes every goddamn game, so the study is just not there. Oh, they got her. Nana, hog tied up and trapped down right against a tree.
Yeah, that was
easy quick snipe.
I'm kind of surprised that he actually didn't go blink. Like, I understand the Yules, but the Ghost Scepter is a little bit strange, because I think that if you have the Yules, it kind of serves the same purpose. And it also, like, the blink is what allows you to get in and deal that damage and just get out without, you know, worrying about dying or anything silly like that. So I'm kind of curious as to the reasoning why the two items in conjunction, but it kind of cost him there, because I think if he had a blink, he would have been able to put himself in a spot where he's not, you know, shackleable, if that's the way you want to say it.
I mean, I'm trying to like rattle my brain, like maybe the Yules is to help against someone the Bat Rider jumps on, but I just feel like blink is so much better most of the time, allowing you to kind of get those in and out snipes of fights, being chaotic, jumping back in with more, you know, star falls, double star falls, but she's fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of self-save. That's the thing. Like, it keeps him alive from the Wind Ranger and the Drow for a very long time. It can also be used to dispel if she gets silenced, which is the main reason why I think she got the Yules first. But if you have Blink and Yules instead of, you know, Ghost and Yules, then I don't know. I think it's just better for farming. It's just one of those things where you have to look at it and say it's a player preference.
Kangaroo here, eyeballing this top lane, but what he may not know is that there is reinforcements right behind Blink, and if he was planning on making a jump there, that would have been very unsuccessful, but it looks like he's hesitant. Game senses are tingling, but they know he's there. My god, they just come right in and shackle him up. Nana, though, is nearby, tries to help out, but quickly realizes there's nothing he can do. Okay, Ice, casually just gets the rolling boulder over to make the catch-up on the Nana. Unfortunately, does kick Nana, which is not what you want to do. Nonetheless, though, it ends up working out. He gets a false promise that will heal him up. He needs more heals, though. He could be going down. Starstorm hit him. He's fine. He's got plenty of heals there. And the Urn, got Urn and false promises. Super nice to have together, and they'll be fine. 2 cores go down because of it. They had insta lockdown in sight onto that Legion commander. I don't even really know how, but
they had a ward. They had a ward that saw.
Okay, they did have a
faded on
ward.
the hill.
Okay.
Like it was like right here. I don't know if you can see the ping. Yeah, but it saw literally exactly where he was, and it faded after they died. So they're gonna watch the replay and just be like, okay, that was like the most unforeseen circumstance ever, because that ward spot is really weird.
Yeah. Nonetheless, secures them 2 pickoffs and an opportunity to ascend into the high ground here in the mid lane, and suddenly they're doing some work onto this tier 3. Ice will eat bulk of damage, gets healed up. Blink though, instantly caught out right there, and they're not going to be able to get the save. He goes down, that's damage rewarded, buybacks begin to come out, and Ajit begins to jump in, gets the crit, gets the kill. Quick snipe right there by him, as the Batrider is going to be just eviscerated. And suddenly 4 drop from Wings, just like that, as Warriors Gaming emphatically hold the mid lane.
That was so nicely coordinated, actually. Like, Afu gets the stomp onto the Oracle on the backline as soon as they jump on the Wind Ranger. That's like the perfect engage, because it means that there's guaranteed to not be a save for the dual target. And when that happens, the Wind Ranger just flops over. There's nothing you can do. Like, that hero's going to get dueled, it's going to die. So that was almost a disaster for Warriors Gaming, and turned around into being something that now they're actually pushing into Wings high ground. And yeah, they do a lot of damage.
Yes, they do. A quick glyph will be forced out from Wings, and now a buyback on top of it. For a second, it looked like Warriors Gaming were thinking about doubling back, but they will stick it out, at least for the tier 3. Maybe they realize how much damage they actually do, and quickly do work, also taking down the melee Rex. 78 bonus damage on the Legion Commander. A jump in from Ice, gets a stun. Shackle, okay, sure, that connects. Why not? Right over there on the right-hand side, and that will earn them the kill, and then a follow-up stun leads to another. Double pickoffs there for Wings. The rest of Warriors Gaming, though, just get the hell out, and we'll be able to make it back in the way. So, there we go, Draskell. First Rax damage done, and it's going to be done by Warriors Gaming in the mid lane.
I mean, it just seems like both teams are just running down mid now. I don't even think we're playing Dota anymore here, Dakota. I think it's just Red Rover. It's just go down mid, lose some heroes, go back down the other way, mid, lose some more heroes.
There is buybacks on both of the heroes down from Warriors Gaming here, with Elder Titan set to be up in just under 10 seconds. Oh, he doesn't care, he wants to buy back now. So, he wants to be in tip-top shape and ready. Wings
they don't have creeps.
Don't care. They go right back in. You take our racks, we want to take one of yours. A jump in is had, and a potential opportunity to take advantage of Ajit as he's going to be taken apart. That's a buyback force down from him. A jump in comes out from the Legion Commander. He secures a good kill on the Oracle and would secure the bonus damage. Now they're running for more. Can they get a hold of Shadow here? Nice kick stun, but it does miss Nova, who will get that last little strike in and get the finish. Ice rolls to the high ground to try to make it back in a way, but Kangaroo is just slashing him from the back unmercifully. He turns around to try to kick him off his ass, but it's not going to matter. He gets blasted down nonetheless, and back the other way we go. Warriors Gaming claim 3 lives themselves, and now
this time it's Roshan as well, and I think they're just going to give it to Ajit because Marana still has buyback. Oh no, wait, she has cooldown. I wonder who takes this then. Probably still PA, yeah. But yeah, that, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's still alright for Warriors Gaming to lose that Rax, because they're putting themselves in a situation now where they have the Aegis advantage, and there is a freaking 9-second BKB on the PA. So finding that kill, it's going to be difficult in of itself, and being able to take him down twice, I don't know. It seems like Warriors Gaming now, after having secured that Roshan, and Wings not really being in a position to punish any of the lanes, like there's no bots on Blink. Like he's still working with just the MKB, the Blink, and the Aghanims. but he's not in a position to really do anything out on the map. Oh man, they're gonna run right into Faith Beyond, I think.
Oh yeah, Faith Beyond gladly runs right up through the lane, but they go for the better target. They go for Blink on the back inside. He does get a false promise save, but he's eating way too much damage. Damage will not be awarded to the Legion Commander, but Blink is certainly dead. He gets dropped. The rest of Wings frantically make it back into the base, but they might not be able to make it out. Nice connection with the silence, and a Magnetize will come out, but he will eventually get dropped. Warriors Gaming now flooding into the base, potentially on the verge of pulling out the first upset of the Boston Major here and taking down Wings Gaming. After frantically moving through the mid lane, they rush right south into the bottom lane. This tier 3 is certainly gone. Wings Gaming, Blink is out. He has no buyback, and this could do it. Warriors Gaming, did they just 2-1 TI6 champions Wings Gaming? They may have.
I think they might have. I mean, there's cheese on Kangaroo as well. They still have the Aegis. Still 40 seconds left on Blink to be alive. He's like one of their main sources of damage. I don't think they can hold it.
Tier 4's in trouble. Jump in, insta-kill. Drow is out. Drow does have a buyback. Drow has to use it. Comes right back into this, but she dies again. This is definitely over. One tier 4 still stands. That's nice. That's nice. A little lasso pullback. Gets him caught inside the fountain. And now frantically, Oddkit does try to Blink strike back and away, but they catch her with the stun. Blur is shrugging off a lot of the arrow damage. Pops the BKB, looks to re-engage, but doesn't want to fully commit and go full Divide on this one. Warriors Gaming, it's like, guys, we got a lot. Let's just get the hell out while we can, please, for the love of God. But it's not so easy here. On the other front, though, Nova does some good work and is able to get the finish, taking out the Bat Rider. He will buy back now, and Wings Gaming still up in arms quite a bit with Ajit. Now the Elder Titan going to be focused back. He's going to go down. Nana pops in, gets a good stun, but then, of course, we'll leap back and away. And that might finally be the end of it. Well,
I don't think they want to be done yet.
Double Force comes out. Blink's thinking about rushing down towards the mid. Faith Beyond, though, right up and over. No detection. Cannot see the PA right there. Blink, close by. But it looks like they will not be able to scavenge and scout
middle
anyone.
lane.
My God. Ooh!
Shadow!
Force out and away from the damage. Oh, God.
A very nice Manta there. Yeah, but that was, I don't know if my heart can take more of this game, honestly. It's like both teams just keep running into each other's base and just fight until they're dead.
I mean, this is quality Dota.
That Legion was in the well, Dakota. Like, he didn't... I mean, sure, he got lassoed there, but he was pretty much standing right outside of it anyway. You can tell how, like how the nerves are affecting the players, because there were people walking back and forth in the base. When that happens, you got a little bit of the jitters. Because I think Ajit, he threw a dagger onto Shadow, and Shadow just manted the dagger, and then he just walked back and forth for a good 2 seconds and says, okay, maybe I shouldn't go in, and then runs away. But you can tell how badly both of these teams want it. It's a very, very exciting game.
And it's like, I'm sure when you're Warriors Gaming, you're going against a team who's expected to be heavy favorites. They're TI champions, for God's sakes. You're inside their base. You've just taken down you're working on their second set of racks, and you just got that Drow kill. You're probably thinking that, oh, they're probably going to call the GG any moment, so your quick decision making on whether it's pulling out or committing in is going to become a bit hazy. And we already know Dota is a game where you need those quick reactions, quick split-second decision making. Here comes Warriors Gaming, and they're hoping with a good smoke play here, it could be the nail in the coffin, but we'll have to see if they'll get that kind of opening as they make chase for Wings. Wings have actually smoked themselves and are already heading out the other direction. But as we know, they are going to be crippled in this game moving forward with the mid and bottom lanes continuing to be able to kind of advance in. Their wave clear is pretty good, but it's just something that will continue to cripple them.
Yeah, it's all right, not great. I think it's like if the Drow had Aghanims or something, or they even had like a Maelstrom on Blink, I'd say they would feel a bit more comfortable. But as you mentioned, like time goes on, yeah, pinging it out wise, like yeah, the creeps are pretty much gonna go kill our base, so we got to back up. And that's something that Warriors Gaming can always abuse. Just whenever you're feeling uncomfortable, you just wait for the waves to slow push. And Wings don't really like to show on lane that much unless they absolutely have to, as most good Dota teams, so that way you're not really giving any information to the other team. But this situation for them is not, it's not even a game where I would say them scaling into the ultra late game is necessarily going to favor them, because they're playing against Elder Titan and they have an Agi core, which means that hero is going to get like destroyed. Wind Ranger only has a base of 7 armor anyway, and that PA is going to be looking at a damage item next, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it either be an Abyssal or an MKB. And that's like a Tri-Core with an Elder Titan aura. I think that Warriors Gaming have the late game pretty handily here.
Might not be much of a late game here if they get a good fight. They are creeping in through the front door. Ward slowly in. They're still smoked. And they jump on Blink. They see Blink right under the tower. They try to go for him. A false promise will be there. They even give him the Fate's Edict. It might mitigate a lot of the damage, but there's still plenty of pure damage coming out with the help of those javelins. He second guesses committing him, but he will certainly get popped. That's going to be a buyback now coming out from him. There's a pretty good magnetize here. Forces Warriors Gaming back and away. They'll reset. Nova, though, heads out the other direction and will be isolated and taken apart. So it's going to be 1-1 apiece. Warriors Gaming, not good enough for them to kind of close out anything. So they'll pull off. But they got the buyback of Blink. A good pick nonetheless.
Yeah, the extra damage too. That's the other thing.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, did he didn't get damage. He got.
Oh no,
false
he didn't.
promise.
He
Never
was
mind.
114.
Yeah.
So.
I keep forgetting false promise is a skill. But
It's a good
I mean, even in a game where the Legion is, I would say, somewhat hard countered by the Oracle, he's still managed to accumulate a lot of damage and is he's forcing them to use the ulti if you want to think of it that way. So they have to use it to stop him, and then they're not going to have it for anybody else. And usually that target dies anyway. So because of the amount of damage and the farm advantage that they currently hold, is like kind of wasting the ulti. The only thing you're using it for is to prevent him from snowballing even harder.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to be stuck in a situation. You have to try to use it to your advantage to be able to pull the game back. And they're trying to pull back Ajit on this one. He's able to make it out in the back end of that lasso. BKB's up. Blink continues to chase. They'll finally get it. But oh man, potentially 3 slashes could do the work. But there's that false promise once and again. But again, it will not reward the damage, but it will reward the kill. And that is going to be Blink out. He has no buyback here. Warriors Gaming
Faith
could
Beyond
also
too.
get Faith Beyond on this one. Oh, nice jump in though from Ice. Ice hits with the magnetize, rolls it on out, but of course the Yules is going to cancel out that magnetize. Ice Frog really did a number on the Earth Spirit with that one, and he's going to be able to make it back out and away. Back to the base here for Wings to try to defend. Warriors
They gotta
Gaming
kill that
no,
tier
though.
2, man. Or do they just want to go straight for Throne?
No, straight down mid. Blink is
There, yeah,
gone
they're going
without a
straight down
buyback.
mid. All right, here we go.
I don't think Drow has a buyback either. No. 30 seconds. Warriors Gaming going for the closure here. Tier
They
4
have
is
cliff.
down. It's all on the Ancient. And they're going right for it. There is a cliff to stall them. Faith Beyond looking to drag someone. He gets an Agham's drag back here. Can he get him inside the base? It's not going to be good enough. They live on. Kangaroo, though, could be going down here and eventually will get dropped at the back end of it. But look at Warriors Gaming. They're going to be going instead for what's important, and that's the Aegis, or the Ancient here. Knowing that they could potentially pull out the upset. They
got it.
Beyond
They
the rolls
got
in,
it.
and it looks like that should do it. They'll take them down, and that's going to be game. Congratulations. Warriors Gaming do it. They pull out the upset, and they will take down TI6 champions, Wings Gaming, in the very first round of the Boston Major Group Stage. What a start to the event.
My goodness. The amount of Bugattis that were lost in this game. One man cannot